So you have two methods of solution of quadratic equations: factorization method, which we have already seen in class 9, and you have the second method, which is called the Sridhar-Acharya method, or the Sridhar-Acharya formula. Okay, mostly in class 10 we'll be dealing with the formula method. Okay, uh, for factorization method we'll just be covering very briefly, because most of the factorization methods I have already covered in class 9, most of the techniques. Very briefly, I'll be touching upon the factorization method just for revision sake, and I'll be moving on to the formula method as soon as possible. Okay. Now, just a brief review of quadratic equations. You know what a quadratic equation looks like. A quadratic equation looks like this: ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is what a quadratic equation looks like, where we always say that a cannot be equal to 0. Okay, quadratic means qua means 2. So the highest power of x must always be 2 in a quadratic equation. Okay, so since the highest power of x must always be 2 in a quadratic equation, therefore a cannot be equal to 0. Because if you see, if a is equal to 0, then we get bx plus c equal to 0. This actually becomes a linear equation, which does not remain a quadratic equation, right? If a is equal to 0, the highest power of x here is 1. So for the highest power of x to be 2, that is, for this equation to be called a quadratic equation, the most important condition is that a cannot be equal to 0. Okay, so you can have quadratic equations like 2x square minus 1 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation because the highest power of x is 0. Because if you want to write this in the form ax square plus bx plus c, then you can always write this as 2x square plus 0 into x minus 1 equal to 0. Now, if you compare this with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then what do we get? What are the coefficients? These are called the coefficients. A is called the coefficient of x square. This a will be, if you see a, if you compare this, a will be 2. B is called the coefficient of x. Okay. This b, if you see, if you compare with this, you'll get b equal to 0. And c is called the constant term. If you compare ax square plus bx plus c with this equation, you get c is equal to minus 1. So what you see is that any equation, if the highest power of x is 2, can be written in the form ax square plus bx plus c. Okay. So if you see, if I can give you another example, let's say 4x square is equal to 0. Is this a quadratic? Yes, this is a quadratic because this equation can be written. If you see that the highest power of x here is 2, and obviously this can also be written in the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So here, what are the coefficients? Here, the coefficient of x square is 4, the coefficient of x is 0, and the coefficient constant term is 0. Okay, so this is how you identify a quadratic equation. That is, the highest power of x must always be 2 for a quadratic equation.
How OX?
Not ox, it is 0 into x.
Oh,
Okay, so that is what you must know. Now, moving to the very fundamentals of the this exercise, this chapter. This is the first exercise. This has nothing to do with the concept. This is very basic on quadratic equations. Let us solve just two problems from this exercise, and then we can move on to the next exercise, which is also actually a revision of what you have already done, except that there'll be a little uh, difficult standard problems in the next exercise. So here we'll start with 3.2. The question here is determine whether the given, let me just write the question. Determine whether I'm sure if you have the old edition, the numbers will match. But if you have the new edition, the numbers might not match with what I'm doing. So I'll try to write down the questions. If you get your new textbook, you match it with the new textbook, the question numbers. Okay.
So what is the page number?
This page number is from the old edition. This is, I think, 62, page number 62. Determine whether uh, minus root 2, comma 2 root 2 are solutions. Solutions are also called the roots of the equation, as I told you last time,
Yes, sir.
of the equation x square minus root 2x minus 4 equal to 0. So you now need to check whether these two numbers that are given to you, minus root 2 and 2 root 2, whether these two are the roots of this equation. Okay, so we have, let us write the given equation first. How do you check whether a given number is a solution? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me how to check whether a given number is a solution of any given equation? Why only quadratic? Any equation. You put it in the equation, you put it in the left hand side or the right hand side and check whether they are equal. Whether left hand side is equal to right hand side. So here what you do here is, you start with the left hand side of this equation. What is the left hand side? X square minus root 2x minus 4. Okay, so what are the solutions that are given to you here? Which you need to check whether they are solutions. Root 2. So what you do is put x is equal to minus root 2. You put x is equal to minus root 2 and check. So therefore, what does the left hand side become? Minus root 2 whole square minus root 2 into minus root 2 minus 4. Okay, so here minus root 2 whole square, this is a negative raised to an even power, so this becomes a plus. This simply becomes root 2 square, right? From the laws of indices, you already know when the negative
Sir,
sign is raised to an even power, it becomes positive. Yes, tell me. Plus root 2 into root 2, because this minus and this minus combine to give you a plus sign, and you have a minus. Now root 2 square, you know, is 2, right? Plus root 2 into root 2 also, you know, is 2 minus 4. This is 4 minus 4, which is 0. So what you see is, when you are putting x is equal to minus root 2 in the left hand side of this equation, what are you getting? You're getting the right hand side, 0, which is equal to RHS. So therefore, we can say minus root 2 is a solution of x square minus root 2x minus 4 equal to 0. Now another number is given, which you will have to check whether it is a solution, 2 root 2. So what you do is, you proceed exactly in the same manner. You put x is equal to 2 root 2. So left hand side is equal to, again write the left hand side, x square minus root 2x minus 4. Now you put x is equal to 2 root 2, because this is what you need to check whether this is a solution. Therefore, what does the left hand side become? Once you put x is equal to 2 root 2, 2 root 2 square minus root 2 into 2 root 2 minus 4. Let's put it here. So now if you see 2 root 2 square, so this becomes 2 square into root 2 square. Okay, because you have a 2, you square 2 and you square root 2 also, right? Minus you have a root 2 here, and this root 2 also you have, this root 2 here you have, we write it here, and you have a 2, okay, minus 4. So this becomes 2 square is 4 and root 2 square is simply 2. So this becomes 4 into 2. minus root 2 into root 2 is 2, and you already have a 2 there, minus 4. So this becomes 4 into 2, 8, minus 4, minus 4. So this becomes 8 minus 8, which is equal to 0. So what you see is that it is equal to the right hand side of the equation. So hence, therefore, we say that hence 2 root 2 is also a solution. It's also a solution of the equation x square minus root 2x minus 4 equal to 0. So your answer is hence minus root 2 comma 2 root 2 are solutions or roots of the quadratic equation x square minus root 2x plus 4 equal to 0. That is what you have to check, hence verified. Okay. So you need to verify whether these two are solutions. So you have verified by putting the values in the equation. Both the values individually you have put, and you have checked LHS is equal to RHS. So this was 3-2. And we'll also work out number 6 here, the last question of this exercise. So number 6 here, the question states that if 2 by 3 and minus 3 are the roots of the equation px square plus 7x plus q equal to 0, find the values of p and q. Okay, how to solve this? Now, as you know that let's write the given equation first. The given equation is px square plus 7x plus q equal to 0. Let us call this 1. Okay. Now it is given to you that 2 by 3 is the solution of this equation. You already know that if a given number is a solution of the equation, it must satisfy that equation, right? So if 2 by 3 is a solution of 1, it must satisfy 1. Okay, so what you do is you put x is equal to 2 by 3. So putting x is equal to 2 by 3 in 1, we get p into 2 by 3 square plus 7 into 2 by 3 plus q equal to 0. Now you just simplify this, okay? So you get 4p by 9 plus 14 by 3 plus q equal to 0. I take the LCM. LCM here is 9. So 4p plus 14 into 3 is 42 plus 9q equal to 0. So you get 4p plus, now if you cross multiply, 4p plus 9q is equal to minus 42. This is what you are getting. Call this equation number 2. You are getting a simultaneous equation here. Once you put x is equal to 2 by 3, you are getting one simultaneous equation. Similarly, what is the next root that is given to you? The next root that is given to you is minus 3. Now, once you put minus 3, you'll get another simultaneous equation. So what you do is, you write if minus 3, if minus 3 is a solution of 1, that is a given equation, it must satisfy 1. So what I do is, I put x is equal to minus 3. So putting x is equal to minus 3 in 1, we get p, the given equation of px square. So we get to put x is equal to minus 3. It becomes minus 3 square. Next was 7x. So 7 into minus 3 plus q equal to 0. This is what you get. You get 9p minus 21 plus q equal to 0. That means you get 9p plus q is equal to 21. So this is your 3. Now if you see, equation number 2 and 3 can be solved simultaneously to solve for p and q. Let us solve these two equations. Let us solve by elimination method. So what you do is, you see that the coefficient of q here is 1 and the coefficient of q here is 9. So you multiply this equation by 9. Okay, you write the equation 3 as it is, 4p plus 9q is equal to minus 42, and you multiply the equation number 3 by 9. So if you multiply this, you get 81p plus 9q is equal to 189. Now you subtract. This cancels off. So you get 81 minus 7, you get minus 77p. And 189 and 42 you have to add here because the signs are same. So you get 231. So that means p is equal to minus 231 divided by minus 77. So I think this will cancel with 3. Okay, so you get p is equal to 3. Okay, and so putting p is equal to 3 in any one of the equations. Let us put in which is the equation with lower coefficient. I think equation 3 is the coefficient is the equation with lower coefficient. Let us put in 3. Put in p is equal to 3 in 3. We get 9p, which is 3, plus q is equal to 21. And therefore you get 27 plus q is equal to 21. That means you get q is equal to 21 minus 27, which is minus 6. So what are the required values of p and q? Hence p here is 3 and q here is minus 6. Only when p is equal to 3 and q is equal to minus 6, then you will have these two numbers as your solutions, 2 by 3 and minus 3 as your roots of the equation. Any questions on these two problems? On this problem, that last problem I already raised. I'll stop here for today if you don't have any questions.